Welcome back to the Delaware Way. I'm Larry Menti. The Delaware State Arts Council has a new chairman. His name is Mack Wathen, and he's here with us right now. Congratulations, sir.
Thanks very much, Larry.
And
Glad
thank
to
you
be
so
with
much.
you today.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Explain what the Delaware Arts Council is and what it does.
So the mission of the Arts Council is to cultivate and support the arts in Delaware, and we do that a number of ways. Primarily, we are an advisory body to the Delaware Division of the Arts. And so we advise on matters of arts policy, arts funding, and any other matters that they seek our input on. And so the work we do related to funding, I think, is particularly important in our mission, as we administer and go through the grants determination process for all of the National Endowment for the Arts funds that come to Delaware, as well as state funding for the arts.
So the Delaware Division of the Arts,
Yes.
that's a state agency?
It's a state agency within the Secretary of State's purview.
Are you a state agency?
We are not. We are simply an advisory body. There are 15 members of the Arts Council. They come from diverse backgrounds and from every area of the state.
And why, excuse me for the question, but why is that necessary?
The state has terrific people leading it, with Paul Wheatgraff as the director and Kristen Pleasanton as the deputy director. But it's very important when we're spending public money and we're covering so many areas of the arts. The arts are so rich and diverse in our small state. And this way, with the Arts Council having representation from all areas of the state, both geographically and every area of the arts, we provide, I think, very valuable input. Plus, we get a lot of grants applications, and as a practical matter, it's just very helpful to be able to work through that process, to have the active role of the Arts Council.
Where do you get your funding?
Our funding comes through the state of Delaware. We are supported, and it's very low-cost funding. I mean, we're all volunteers.
Okay, I guess that's what I'm getting at. And so your interest in this is just to keep the arts alive in Delaware, or I mean, because once you have a council put together to suggest the state and where money goes, there's people that are going to think, well, yeah, we want to get on the council to make sure the money goes to my project or goes to me or goes here. How is that prevented?
First of all, if any of us have a direct interest in one of the grant applications, for example, perhaps we're on the board of directors of one of the entities or somehow otherwise involved with them, we recuse ourselves from the votes on those matters. So, but the process is, again, really to support the arts through, we provide them guidance on good governance, and then we're very active in being out in the community, attending the arts events all around the state, and that helps us also when we go through the process of evaluating the applications.
Every year there seems to be budget problems in Delaware, and you have a lot of people fighting for funding. How does that affect the arts?
Well, certainly the challenges of funding are always an issue, well beyond the arts, as you mentioned. But the arts are a great source of economic activity in the state in and of themselves. So, for example, a 2010 study by the Americans for the Arts organization determined that in Delaware, the economic activity created by arts and culture spending in the state was over $143 million. And so for the relatively modest investment that the state makes in the arts, we get a huge return on that investment. And not only that, the same study determined that about 3,800 full-time equivalent jobs are created here in Delaware due to the arts. So that's both direct and indirect. About 2,800 direct full-time jobs created by the arts. So in a state our size, that is a huge economic impact.
The first thing they think to cut are the arts, but it sounds to me that you're saying they're cutting off their own nose to spite their face.
Well, a recent study that I read a summary of over the weekend showed that students that had 3 or 4 years of arts in high school outperformed both the verbal and the math scores on the SAT when compared to young people that had no arts in high school. So we know from a development and education standpoint it's very important. We know from a health standpoint it's very important.
Great. Thank you so much
Great.
for being
Thank
here.
you,
It was
Larry.
great to talk to you. They made a wise
Likewise.
choice.
Good. Thank you
Mack
very much.
Wathen, the new chairman of the Delaware State Arts Council. When we come back, our friends from the zoo are here, and they brought someone for you to meet when the Delaware Way continues.